So I grew up in Southern California, in Orange County, like 10 minutes from Laguna Beach. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show when it was on, but I did not grow up in a mansion on the bluffs. I grew up a little more inland in a little house with a big yard, which is not really that common because most people just have a pool in their backyard. But we had a big yard, which was pretty awesome. Despite that, we spent most of our time playing at the beach, me and my older sister, Lisa. We played at the beach from like 11 to 7 or 8 at night on the weekends, which was really awesome. And around sunset, my mom would gather us up and she'd say, okay, we're gonna sit down and watch the sunset. And you're watching the horizon. You could see Catalina Island out there most of the time. And this pod of dolphins would always come through. It was either dolphins or porpoises, I don't remember. And it was really beautiful because the sun was setting and the beaches are just like perfectly groomed because it's a hotel on the beach and stuff. But it was really beautiful. So that's how I grew up as a child. When I was 13, we had Christmas, as we always did every year, except this year there were no presents, which was okay with us because we were a really tight family and we were fine. We just celebrated Christmas anyways. But my parents had some extra news for us this Christmas. They brought us together, me and my older sister Lisa. My other sister was away at college. And they said, we're losing our house. So we need to move out by January and move into an apartment until we can get our stuff together and move back to Massachusetts, because that's where they had lived before. So it was sad because we were not going to be living in the house we grew up in anymore. But I was stoked because I grew up where there's palm trees and concrete and sand squirrels and seagulls, and that's pretty much it, and dolphins, which are in the ocean. So I was like, oh my gosh, Massachusetts, there's like forests and bears and snow, and this is going to be so cool. But my older sister was not so happy. It was her first year in high school. She had just had a big breakup with her friends and made some new friends finally, which were really nice, but she was not happy about having to move away from where she grew up. And she wasn't as into animals as I am. So this group of friends was actually really nice, and one of them had a big beach house in San Diego. So my birthday's in July, and we were going to be leaving in August. And she said, hey, why don't we have, a going away / birthday party for you guys at my beach house? And we were like, yeah, that's really cool. So we go through the rest of the school year, and it's July, and it's around my birthday, and I was turning 14. So we get all ready, and there's 10 of us girls going out there, a couple of my friends and then her friends. And the party turned into a whole weekend at this beach house, which was really great. We spent every day going to the beach, and then we'd eat popcorn and cake and watch chick flicks and stuff. So the last day we were there, we were all on the beach again, and me and one of my friends wanted to go for a swim. But it was sunset, so it starts to get kind of chilly, like 85. And so no one else was in the water. So we go into the water and we swim out past the breakers because we're cool like that. And we're like, yeah, and we're swimming around and we're chatting. And I see this dark figure under the water. And I'm like, okay, probably like a huge chunk of seaweed because that's pretty common. And we're just swimming around, water's up to our shoulders. And then I think about it and I'm like, I have never seen seaweed move that fast. And I look at my friend, I can tell she's thinking the same thing, like, oh, I hope that's not what I think it is, but I think it's what I think it is. And so we start to back up slowly, and then I see it come out of the water very quickly, a fin. We're like, oh my gosh, holy crap, and we book it out of the water as fast as you can book out of water that's up to your shoulders. And we get to the shore, and we're like, oh, sand, no sharks, sand. We were freaking out, and all of our friends were still on the beach, and they're not freaking out. And we were like, guys, shark, like, holy crap. And they're just, like, looking out at the horizon, and like, oh. So I turn around, and I'm like, what is going on? And I see this dolphin jump out of the water, right where we were. It was not a shark. It was a dolphin. And that was my chance that I had to swim with dolphins before I moved away from California, which I didn't because I thought it was a shark, which I'm deathly afraid of. If it had been a shark, it's good that we got out of the water, but it was definitely actually a pod of dolphins we saw later. So we watched them leap out of the water every so often. And then I think the next weekend we moved out to Massachusetts, and I found all the animals that are out here and became a wildlife conservation major.
Very cool.